Doc, you always choose like the worst places to lay down. We're in a soaking wet parking lot. It's a gray and miserable, chilly day. And Allie's going to be my companion on something I haven't done in the Nut and Fancy project for a long time, and that is a gun store review. Yeah, one you haven't seen before. And it's going to surprise you because it surprised the heck out of me. Say hello to Gunnies Sporting Goods and Western Wear in Orem, Utah. I've been meaning to come down here for a long time, make the journey down here to give you guys a look at what is an awesome local gun store. And actually it does internet sales as well. You'll see it has a lot of the guns we love in TMP, which is, for a Western wear store, very surprising. So Allie's going to be my companion. Let's go, girl. Her back left leg is bothering her. You can see how she's holding that. Yep, she hasn't had her Duramax today. I just did an update video on her and her back leg. We're going to get her fixed up, hopefully. She's good enough to do a store walk with me, though. Great companion. Okay, so Gunnies, Guns and Western Wear. I've known about Gunnies for quite some time. I got to be honest with you guys, though, I wasn't really digging it so much because I thought it was mostly a Western wear outfit. In other words, flannel shirts, country music, you know, boots, and they do have that stuff, and that stuff is awesome as well. But I'm not about that in TMP. I'm about, Allie just helping herself. It's hilarious. I'm about the guns, the accessories, the ammunition. Let's go say hello to the crew. They opened up a little bit early for us. We'll probably have a few customers come in as we go. There's your store hours right there. Hello, Gunnies.
How's it going?
This is Brian. Works at Gunnies. Allie, get in here, dog. Hey, man, thanks for hosting the Nut and Fancy project. Appreciate it. Give you a left hand shake there. How's life, man?
Shiny.
It's quiet in here now, right?
Yeah. Like you said, we opened a little bit earlier. Some customers snuck in, but...
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's right. Okay, so this is the store as you first come in. And of course, on this side we've got, if you guys do like their boots, they have a great selection. They have Western wear, a lot of the stuff, which, does it sell well?
Yeah, it sells well.
Yeah.
There's not many Western wear places local, so...
Yeah. So there is a market for that.
Yes.
And so I'm going to go and start in the women's Western wear and show my viewers all the details of that. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Just kidding. No, but here it is. And just in case, that girl's hot, by the way. Totally. If you guys are interested, it's here, right there. This is where we're going, though. Pulling us in like a tractor beam. The right-hand side of the store. It's the north side of the store. And again, you guys are going to be blown away. You are what you're going to see in this store. Because I am. I came here and actually met the owner's son, Wyatt, at SHOT 2010. And Wyatt said, hey, you know, come on down for a store review. We've got some really good stuff. And I was like, okay, you know, it sounded cool and stuff. Remember that, Wyatt? There's Wyatt right there. And you're saying, come on down, we got some cool stuff. And I was like, and I'm always maxed out. I'm going 1,000 miles an hour in TMP. You know that. You watched the project, right?
Yep.
And so it was on my list of things to do. But one thing led to another. Basically 2 years passed.
Yeah, about that.
Almost 2 years.
We got you down here, though.
I finally came down, and I was blown away. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's just jump right into it, Wyatt. What do you say?
Yeah.
Brian, Wyatt, if you have anything to add to the gun I'm talking about, throw it in there, bro. If you have experience with customers, pro or negative, my guys would love to hear about that.
Certainly.
About the individual guns. If you have a special program or something that sets the way you market that gun apart, throw it in there. This is going to be real off the cuff, nonchalant. You know how I roll.
Yes.
Cool. And let me tell you this, guys. Their prices on pretty much everything I've seen are in the ballpark. Actually, beating the ballpark in several instances. Let's start with the SIGs. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You will see more SIGs at Gunnies than I've seen in any retailer ever.
Yeah, SIGs do really well for us. They give us a pretty good buy, and so we just sell a lot of them here.
There's a 1911 TAC Ops running at about $1,000. But seriously, I'm going to show you guys. I got to go fast probably because there's so many to cover. 1911 tack pack. A lot of these I don't know the name, so I'm going to have to read the tag. There's a 220 Elite. Look at that. Lots of 1911s. It's hard to find SIG 1911s. You just don't go into a gun store and say, hey, I want a SIG 1911. Most will go, okay, we can order that for you.
I love SIG 1911s. I own one and it shoots great.
Oh, you know what? Before we keep going, and we're going to get right back to the SIG.
Pockets.
You knew this was coming.
I was thinking about it.
So you armed
the
up.
Appropriate knife today. We got.
Okay, we're going to do a carry check on everybody in the store. Go ahead, Wyatt, you're first.
I don't know if SIG makes this anymore. I don't think so.
SIG-Tac, right?
SIG-Tac.
Yep.
Yep. It's been in my arsenal for a long time, and it's been one of my favorite knives.
I think they used 154 CM on that blade. And I reviewed a SIG-Tac at actually a police supply store like 3.5 years ago. It's been forever. I actually like the knives. And the one I reviewed I liked. It was actually pretty decent.
And then on the inside the pants here we got, this is a SIG 1911 RCS. It is.
Is that a commander sized?
Yes.
Excellent.
It's a custom shop. Alloy frame, night sights. I've had it for a couple years now. Sure love it.
And you basically, you'll have that on your person all the time, right?
Yep.
You're armed up when the store's open all the time.
All the time.
Excellent. So you got a knife. How about flashlight?
Flashlight is, I have a Streamlight PTL1.
In the truck, let me guess.
I'm
in the
gonna
truck.
be honest. You want a good or bad? It is having some trouble with the tail cap, and so it kind of got annoying. And
oh, really? That was a Streamlight, huh?
Streamlight. So
oh, dude.
I'm shopping right now.
Well, let me give you a suggestion. How about this? 4.7s.
Stylus Pro or?
No, that's a 4.7s Preon 2, and that has a twist UI, so it has a twist cap on it because my battery kept going going dead as I hit the buttons on it. Brian, you look anxious to show the world what you got, dude. What are you packing, like?
Well,
submachine gun?
Flashlights. I've got a Surefire backup here. Really love it. Had this one for about a year now. You can kind of tell where it sits in my pants. I always have it on me. Great, really bright, 2 output modes.
Okay.
For
nice. Okay, a little bit chunky for me. I like
it's a little bit big, but
have you ever carried something like that though, dude?
Never carried something that small.
Oh, you gotta come into the brave new world of slimline, high performance flashlights.
I just like it because I have a lot of 123s, and it's just kind of easy for me to keep, switching out 123s.
Cool. Here, come over here since they're having a chit chat over there. We'll go into the Western wear department. Hey, check out the Red Ryder display. How often do you see that in a store? How about never? That's kind of nice to see too because, oh, there's the Marlin competitor right there, the Cowboy. Totally reviewed that gun, by the way. A Red Ryder. They got like a whole little air gun corner here. That's cute. Okay, so you're saying, so you like the 123 batteries?
Yeah, I like the 123.
Okay.
So that's why I like this guy, nice and bright.
So come on this side, dude. Sorry, we're just getting overwhelmed.
And then my knife, I carry a Benchmade Presidio.
Excellent
auto
choice.
opener.
Look at the wear on that. That's awesome.
This is my second handle. I like the flat dark earth color, so I sent it back and had them inscribe operator on there and then switch out the grips for me. So it's a really good knife, sees a lot of work. Most of the stuff it does is cutting open cardboard, but great utility knife.
Now when you said they swapped out the handles, what are you talking? That
this used to be black.
Did they do the coloration for you as well?
They do a model that's tan. And so I pleaded with them very, very nicely to see if they'd switch it out with me. And they normally say they don't, but they said for me they'd do it. So
huge plug for Benchmade.
Yeah, love
Taking
Benchmade.
care of the generic customer, not ever knowing it would be on the TMP camera. That's a great knife. I love it. Yeah, they're great. I have a couple of those autos. I have some auto Presidios, and I have some the autos that I've shown over the years, like the 5000, if memory serves. And stuff. Gun, what you got?
Smith & Wesson M&P Pro Series.
Love the M&P.
This is something that I tricked out myself. I had it Dura-coated. I stippled the grip, the back strap on there. Threw on 10.8 Performance front sight and their U-notch rear. Really, really love these sights. Very, very fast acquisition on them.
Way nice.
Rocking 124 grain plus P HSTs.
That's my favorite load. Not necessarily the HSTs, but the 124 grain plus P.
Yeah.
I think in a 9mm, if your gun takes it and shoots it well, that is a potent load coming out of there. Almost as potent, not quite as Wyatt's 45.
Yeah, I probably got like lead cast reloads in mine or something.
What is your load in that gun?
I actually was at shooting range yesterday, and I think
it's like a guy who owns a
These
body shop for cars. It's like he's driving this car and he's like, oh, I don't know, whatever. It's all crap.
I used to always pay attention, but this came from the shooting range.
He doesn't know.
This is a 230 grain Hornady HAP that are my custom.
That looks
reloads.
Like an XTP load.
It's their
an
target.
HAP?
They call it a HAP,
okay.
And they're bulk reloading components.
I love the gaping hole of that.
That's a big boy.
That is nice.
But I usually have Spear Gold Dot 200 grain.
Love
plus
the Gold
Ps.
Dot.
That's what's in the other mag in the truck console.
Have you shot that plus P load out of your M&P? It sparks a bit, don't it?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It actually handles pretty good. So that's why I went with it. I tried a couple different ones, Gold Dots.
Sorry, I'm like trying to turn my light off with one hand, so I'm like, I'm not intentionally drifting down. I'm not falling asleep here.
Yeah, so I've tried a couple different loads, and I found the HSTs work probably the best.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can't find some tactical bondeds, but those are kind of hard to get a hold of.
Wait, you work for this cool gun store, and you're saying there's a load out there that you're having a hard time getting a hold of?
The problem that you...
Dude, what up?
Problem that Federal does...
Wait till you see their ammo. I want to run down here. You stay there. Check this out, dudes. Now you see why I'm saying, what? That is their ammunition. That's just some of it, by the way. All right, what were you saying, Brian?
Just Federal, they only do a certain amount of contracts for police ammunition, like stuff like on their tactical line.
Right.
So they only allow certain dealers in a given state to do it.
So it's hard to get.
It's very hard to get.
Understood.
So most of the time
I'm
you
just
have to
messing
find
with
it
you.
on, oh, gotcha.
I'm going to pounce on any humor opportunities I can, Wyatt. Just be advised. Hey, I love the stippling on that grip.
Thanks.
How did you do that? Guys are going to want to know.
Soldering iron. I picked up a soldering iron from
really
Ace Hardware.
cool.
And it's just precise, and there's a lot of different tips you can choose, chisel tips or just round. I like the look of just the round.
Yeah, I do too.
And then you just have to put it in and just slowly.
Let me look at that real quick. That is really cool. I like that.
Grippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool. You just taught me something. Yeah. That is very cool.
And then my M&P's riding in a Blade Tech Nano holster. Really like it, really thin.
Love Blade Tech stuff.
Really easy to go in and out. And then plug out there for Jake at Aries Gear. Made me one of their Ranger belts out of scuba webbing. Very, very tough. It holds up great. Doesn't roll. Love the belt. Absolutely love it.
So it's real stiff for
very
gun
stiff.
carrying.
Yeah. Great for if you're just concealed carrying or if you're running outside the waistband rig with a couple mag pouches. It's not going anywhere.
Cool.
Very, very
How
tough.
often do you get out and shoot?
Probably once every other week.
Nice.
School and
That's
work
frequent.
permitting. Yeah.
That's frequent. How about you, Wyatt? Only
Not
when
bad,
people
Jim.
break in the store.
Well, we sponsor a demo day, range day, twice a month. So I'm usually at those, and I usually get a little downtime to do some of my own pleasure target shooting. So
Awesome. And tell real briefly everybody what that is. This is one of the coolest programs I've ever heard of a gun store doing.
We help the local shooting range near us here, outdoor range, upgrade their facility.
You can say the name of the range too if you
Provo
want.
City Shooting Range.
Provo City Shooting Range.
And it's about 10-15 minutes from here.
Good range.
But it's a great outdoor range, 100-yard rifle, 50-yard pistol, and after they did the upgrades, they gave us 2 days a month where we could have the range to ourselves, and we sponsor firearm demos there.
So you
twice
bring
a
like
month.
a truckload of guns that
Pretty
people can
much.
shoot.
Yeah, and then once a year we actually do a huge shooting thing with multiple vendors and stuff like that. Like this last year back in May, we had, I mean, how many different companies were there?
There were anyone big in firearms.
Yeah.
We had the factory reps there. and
Okay.
back in May, we had a big 2-day shoot. So that was.
I want to buy a gun. Let's say I'm interested in a 226. How do I go and shoot that with you at that range?
Got a clipboard over here in my gun department. I'll take you right to it. You can sign up for a time slot on the next range day. You just need, I don't charge a penny for the rental. You use the gun for free. You just got to use Gunnies ammunition in it.
Okay, so kind of like a paintball range. There you go. I see.
So, what do we got? SIG,
Nice.
40 cal right there, 229. That's a dark elite. You know, I want to come up 3 o'clock on
Nice.
October 19th.
All right.
I'll
There's
have it
your
there for
sign-up
you to
sheet.
shoot. Just buy some ammo here or up there.
Outstanding.
You can pull the trigger on it.
Cool. Well, the couple customers over here, we're gonna come back to those SIGs. Let me see, come over here. We'll just run away from all the counter chats. It's kind of like SHOT Show. I mean, people just descend upon us. We're right here, so we're gonna come back here and show this rifle rack. They got a great selection of tactical rifles too, by the way. Over here, AK fans. There's your Tantal AK-74.
545 by 39. That's cheap to shoot.
Side folder, right?
Side folder. You got the new M&M. He's kind of Romanian, customized, with quad rail on there for about $519.
Nice. And what model? That's a Romanian, right? You said?
Yeah, M&M. These guys just barely came along. Kind of doing a.
Let's open that up for a second. Because I'm curious of the quality levels on that. I'm always, I love Arsenal. Everybody knows that, but I'm always open for another high quality AK to give them competition. I'm all for it.
Yep.
Hogue grip. It's coming.
I love that grip. That's hot. You got a Tapco stock.
Tapco stock. That's I think they run Warsaw packed length on that.
That is. It looks like
side rail. That's a plus.
Tapco
you got
trigger.
The proper stampings right here. X and Y stampings for reinforcement.
G2 trigger.
G2 triggers thrown in. Can you pop? Well, I don't want you to take it down. I'm just wondering if they've reused the barrel trunnion or if it's new manufacturer. Do you know offhand? This store visit, by the way, is going to be like 3 days if we go to this detail on all these guns.
This is an original trunnion, from what I can discern.
Okay, cool. So that's awesome. And there's your price on that.
Chrome line barrel.
$519.
I like the Razor tactical or Tapco brake on there. That's pretty hot looking.
Yeah, something totally different.
Yeah,
that's excellent.
We try to keep AKs in. We know people totally dig the AKs, so yeah. Don't get me on camera trying to put the dust cover.
Here, I'm gonna stop and then restart. There you go. I hate these style of forends on AKs. Some guys may love them. I know they're genuine Russian, I guess, or whatever.
AK
Eastern
pistols.
European. There we go. Uh-oh.
It's the inner ordnance. You got the Hell Pup AK pistol.
That's called a Hell Pup?
Yep, inner ordnance.
Sick.
Draco, Romanian.
Guys are going to want to see the price. And you can thank Wyatt for showing the world the prices. That's pretty much how
480.
confident he is. There you go. There's your details on that gun if you're interested.
Yep.
Excellent.
A lot of guys buy these and they SBR them, do the stock and
yeah,
do
just
the $200
register 'em.
tax stamp.
Nice. Let's see what else we got in the rack. Guys will take me to task if I don't show
That's
that.
that SIG Sour.
Yep.
The 762, or they call it the 5.56 762. So you can run AK mags in a higher quality gun.
I didn't know they had that.
That's pretty
the AK mag version.
They
Did
brought
not
that
know.
out at SHOT Show this year.
Nice. Cool. I'm a little bit cool to the SIG 5.56. It's okay. It's definitely not the old school that they had in the 80s. It just, that one really cranked my wheel. I love that one. I don't know. I'm sure it's a good gun, but weight, I always go to weight. It's running around 7.8, 8 pounds naked.
They could do better on the stock assembly and the
stock
handguards.
sucks too. I hate that. I don't hate it, but I'm not a huge fan. SIG 522 has that, and I gave them some feedback at SHOT Show about some things they could do to improve
They
it.
could do better. I used to have one, and we're out in Prairie Dog Country. I was sitting there shooting it, and the stock fell off. It just fell
On a
off.
5.56? There's some data for you, Brian.
They took care
What do you
of me,
say,
though.
dude?
I think they did it better on the original stocks they did on there than they went to this whole classic look, trying to make it more competitive priced, and they just dropped a lot of quality when they did that.
Talking AKs,
We were
right?
talking about the Romanian Wazer 10 that Century Arms brings in.
Cool.
Some good looking furniture on it for.
Yeah, it is. That's some of the best I've seen on a Wasser.
So you got the original chrome line barrel and receiver all on here. I think they're a good value. You got their side rail scope mount,
Huge.
Tapco trigger. For $495, these do people well.
Customers ever come back and complain?
Not that
Probably
I
rarely
have
on the
ever
Wasser.
experienced. Not that I've ever experienced.
I need to test that sometime.
Yeah.
I hate saying that because now I want to get a drum beat. When's the Wasser review coming out? You did Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got so much on my plate. It overwhelms me. Be patient. Hey, here's a Sega. This is 223 caliber. You guys have had the 7.62 by 39 too as well, right?
Yeah, we just sold out yesterday.
Okay. 430 on that, and that's a sporting configuration, non-922R compliant because it hasn't been converted yet. So if you guys want to run the high capacity magazines in it, you're going to have to do some 922R work on it. By the way, PFI dude does that. What's this? This also...
This is another Century Arms.
Century.
This is a Polish underfolder. The model AKMS there. So, yeah, you got the... It's a rebuilt gun by Century, parts kit gun.
Yeah.
You got new US receiver.
That's what you need to know
barrel.
about Century is most of them are parts kits.
Rebuilds.
Reusing barrels, slapping them in trunnions. Sometimes, not always.
Yeah.
How have you done customer-wise? You sold a lot of Century Arms. Do people complain? Are most people satisfied?
Now, the old set-me's and HK copies, seems like those used to give us a lot of grief. I just kind of started staying away from them.
Oh.
They're AK products. I think they're golden.
They've been doing great
trouble.
with you.
We sell lots of them, and
Awesome.
very little issues that I've ever encountered with them.
Okay, and by the way, you have some product in the back. These aren't your only guns. Is that a true statement?
Oh yeah. What you see here is, my display stuff, box stuff, untouched stuff. In the back stock rooms is available. So
Cool. Speaking of which, let's show them your Mosins.
all right, for all you.
There's some out on the rack that we'll go look at here in a little bit. I should have come at like 7 a.m.
I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe I should tell.
I didn't, but it takes me so long to get here. I didn't want to come that early,
It's all
dude.
stormy.
Yeah, so because we're gonna be fighting customers, for keeping the camera quiet. We'll do the best we can, guys. Maybe it'll be like SHOT Show, Check
You just
this
have the
out.
ruckus in the background. So
What
we
the
buy Mosins,
freak?
and we're like Costco. We buy Mosins in bulk.
The hell?
There's more around the
These are all Mosins?
All those.
Oh my gosh!
And then-
Check this out.
Come over here.
All those.
My gosh! I told you guys about this store. It was gonna blow your mind. Look,
All these, and there's another stack of 4 just behind it.
you are wise. You want to know why? Because the Mosin supply will dry up someday. It will dry up, and you may find these guns becoming much more expensive in the years to come. What's this?
I got some Tulas in here. Some of my, some would say more desirable picks. Pre-war production.
So these your
stuff.
hand selects?
Some of them.
I love it when you get that star on the receiver.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm a fan of the hex receiver. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, we
The
try to get the
Tulas.
hexes whenever we can. I got some here, but they're boxed up in individual boxes.
Excellent. Some of these Mosins coming in, and these are some representatives, are really nice. It's the pre-World War II versions with a nicer bluing where they put some work into them.
Machining's way smoother.
Yep. You can see the
And,
brass
Brass
forearm
caps are looking
yeah.
good.
There you go.
Kind of turning green, but let's polish up.
Well, that's easy to take care of. Every Mosin's got to go through a degreasing process.
Oh yeah.
And so the nice thing, if you buy your Mosin locally, whether it's from Gunnies or your local dealers, you can come in and kind of go through them. You were saying that off camera.
On the rack, 10 to 15, that a customer could come in and look through them all and pick one he likes. He doesn't
Right.
just have to get the one off the top of the stack,
Right.
So that's something that we can offer that's unique for the customer.
Of course, if someone orders it from you, Brian, offline or online, offline, that's funnier. Online, you're just going to send them out the worst example you can, right?
Of course not.
We'll give
I'm
them a
just
fair
kidding.
shake.
So if I order and said, "Hey, Wyatt," and I call you by name, please hand select me the most awesome Mosin out of your hand select box.
We'll do what we can to accommodate. If you want a year or different type of arsenal, we'll do what we can.
Okay, maybe that'll increase
that
a little price.
Yeah, it would take some time involved to look through them and get what you need.
Okay, so a hand selected Mosin online purchase. What are you selling it for? Right,
119.
119. Okay, price subject to change. This video is going to be out there for years. There you go, Mosins at Gunnies.
We like the Mosins.
Cases of Mosins. Have you guys shot them a lot?
Oh yeah.
They're fun, aren't they?
They are.
We live in a college town.
Cheap. That's what's so fun about them.
Yeah.
You don't feel guilty after going through 100 rounds with a
I get guys
Mosin.
who come in here, they buy, a spam can, 440 rounds. They shoot it, and they're just like, "Oh, I'm back to pick up my next spam can," and it's $100 for 440 rounds. They
Wow.
can shoot it. It's a
100? You're selling that for 100
Yeah.
or 150?
100.
100? I might have to come away with some Mosin ammo today for the Nut and Fancy project. You guys ought to see the ammo bills for TMP, by the way.
And in this area, we have a lot of college students, and they can't go drop, $700-800 on an AR or AK, and you get one of these for $100. They got a high power rifle.
Yep, 30-06
they
for $100 is what I call my review.
Yep, and it just does good. People enjoy them.
Cool. Anything else? By the way, you have an armed guard, heavily armed guard, 24/7 within the store, right?
Yep.
Just so in case any bad guys are watching this, say, "Hey, I think I'll go score me some guns at Gunnies."
Our backup trunk monkey.
Trunk monkeys running around.
Yep.
Allie's running around, kind of. All right, let's see. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is what I. Do you care if I go back here, Wyatt?
It's okay.
These are all display boxes here.
Okay, these are display boxes, but I want to show you what this red box means right here, guys. This is exciting. You guys want to save some money and get into a very awesome SIG, certified pre-owned SIG. We're gonna go take a look at some. If we can clear that counter out.
How you doing, dog?
She finds interest in the weirdest places. There's nothing back there. Come on. All right, well, we're in tow. We're getting distracted. Breaking the gun counter. So we bailed out of the stock room just for a second. I want to show them the pre-owned SIGs.
Yep, we got. And anything in here with the red label on it is going to be certified pre-owned pistols that we buy direct from Sig Sauer.
Can we pull some out? Maybe 226, a 250, 220, whatever is handy there. I want to show these guys how clean these guns are. These pre-owned. And who knows the history on them? You know, they might be demo guns. What were you saying?
Police trade-ins. A lot of times they're factory rep samples. A lot of times they've been shot very little, but sometimes they've seen more use than others. We don't get to choose, but
look at how clean that 220 is. I mean, honestly, it looks brand new to me. Look at the muzzle.
Yep.
They're pretty nice. Like a couple weeks ago, we had
$600, guys, for a SIG 220 45.
Night sights on it.
Yep. That has night sights?
Yep.
This is what I'm talking about. That is awesome.
Yeah. SIG does a really good job. Speaking of some of the gyms that we got a couple weeks ago, they sent us 3 West German 226 9s in. You know, sans rail, so it was like amazing just to see them come through. They switched up, put night sights on them, had the original serrated trigger up front, but they did switch out the hammer. But other than that, they were just pristine condition. It's just one of those things you don't know what you're getting until it shows up. But I mean, those things just flew out of here.
I have a West German 2269. I'm never selling it, and I've had many offers on it. Where are those? Did they sell already?
Yeah, they all sold. Yeah, I mean, we had them. They were here for probably a week, and then they were just gone.
That is an amazing value, I think. For that 600 P220, dude, that is just awesome. All right, and let me show you some other ones they have here. You'd have the inventory, of course. Brian's going to switch day to day, right?
Yes.
There's a SIG 232 right there, 380. Some folks have asked me about that and said, "Hey, what do you think of it?" Actually, I haven't heard that for a long time. My answer is I'm not a huge fan. It's lightweight, but it's bulky. For the bulk, I can carry a 9, like a PF9, a car series, not subcompact. It's a good gun. I have heard that they're not quite as reliable as other SIGs. There you go. If you are into a 232, there's your price on that pre-owned. All kinds of great ones. You have some P250s down here too.
Yep.
That's a 45.
Yeah,
SIG P250.
Full size 45 here.
Look at the price. Is this night sighted?
Yes.
That's night sights. $319. What? What?
We love SIGs.
$319 for a SIG 250 full size night sights, certified pre-owned. I sound like a commercial at this point. It's ridiculous, but that is an amazing value.
I bought one of these for myself. They make a twosome.
Right?
So,
I've seen that. We saw it at SHOT.
We've got them down there, but I've been playing at that this past month, and it works 100%. Just getting used to that long trigger pull, taking a little transitioning, but
we're gonna test that in TMP. Long double action trigger pull, but it's smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth. It's not bad. If you're just going, if you don't like the double single or you don't like just the single action the striker fired, the double action only is actually pretty nice from SIG on their 250 line.
Well, PDs will be telling you they love the DAO because it minimizes ADs and accidentally shooting some suspects and stuff. I don't know. That's a cool gun. Look at this one right here. I tell you, this is gonna be like 2 days long. $629 for a 229
SAS there.
SAS version.
Yep.
It's melted. It looks like.
Yep.
Cool.
That one's double action only as well. The bobbed hammer.
Okay.
Or you
that.
said DAK.
that's the same
DAC
night
trigger.
11.
Yeah, double action Kellerman.
That's the same night 11 I'm carrying. Mine's a custom shop version with this melted edges, kind of like the one next to it.
Yeah, that one. One thing I do like, I'm talking aesthetically about the SIG 1911s, is that very chiseled slide. It's very SIG-like. It's just cool looking. Flat, and I don't know, for carry like you're talking, Wyatt, you might want to dehorn it a little bit, but
Yeah, that's why I went for the one I had.
yeah. Cool. Well, there you go. SIG pre-owns. There's probably some other ones I haven't shown. Basically every version you want. There's a SIG 226 LR right there. Let me drop down a bit. What do we got here? Looks like some Berettas, some CZs. Are these pre-owned or all
These
new?
are all trade-ins.
Okay, trade-in counter. Good variety of Glocks. You have a lot of new Glocks over there too.
Yep.
So you guys do take trade-ins, of course, right? Excellent. What do we got down here? That's cool. M57 Yugo. I've heard some guys talking about that. They love theirs. $220. The only downside is buying that ammo. 7.62 by 25. What?
It's been kind of tough to find the past several months. When we first got those in back in early summer, ammo was abundant and super cheap. And then all of a sudden these guns hit the market and then the ammo just vanished.
Oh, really? Everyone bought it up.
It got kind of hoarded up.
Their basements look like your freaking Mosin collections back there, like case after case of their Yugo ammo. That's cool. Got some cars pre-owned. I better get going, man. There's so much interesting here. We could look at any one of these and do like a mini review on them. Excellent. Let's show them. There it is right there. There's a Ruger single 10, right?
Yep, that's the new Ruger 10-shot single action.
Awesome. Some guys, and I did my single 6 review. Shortly thereafter, they came out with a single 10. There's my timing for you. Some guys really like the single 6, formula. It's like the traditional 6-shot, but I don't know about you. I would like to load less with that gun.
Yeah.
Have you shot it yet?
No, I haven't.
I assume it's going to shoot just like a single 6. There's some Bearcats right there, stainless, blued Bearcats.
Those are fun.
That's a decent price on that single 10, by the way, $530. All the Rugers, especially the stainless, are going to be a little bit more expensive. What do we got in the back? Single 6.
The Rough Rider by Heritage.
Thanks, dude. That helps. Okay, that's a Rough Rider.
$179.
Whoa.
With the 22 mag cylinder.
And what's your opinion? Show the guys that gun, because I don't want to just give love to Ruger. I want to show other options. A lot of TMPers don't have a ton of money.
I sell lots of these.
That looks like total crap right there.
The finish
Zinc
isn't
cast frame.
very likely so.
It is what it is.
But you know what? They work. And
Yeah.
they don't give people any trouble that I've experienced. 22 mag cylinders included. So you got 2 ammo options. If they got the nostalgia of the single action revolver, if that's what you dig, then here's a real affordable option. So.
Kind of like what I was talking about in the Quick and the Dead. Here's your gun.
Yeah.
How much is that? $5. That's what you're gonna get. Have you sold those, and have there been complaints from customers about them?
I sell a lot of them. No complaints.
Really? So they must be working.
Yep.
Russell Crowe special.
The Russell Crowe special. Okay, let's stay on this bottom one. This is the traditional single action revolvers. A lot of these I don't know, guys. I apologize. The Rough Riders, he just showed you one. There's some other variations of
Some
it.
Uberti Stallions and some other ones down there.
Yeah, Uberti makes some good guns, right?
They do.
They're really good. I mean, the single action guys, the SAS guys eat it up. Don't a lot of Ubertis running those competitions? Okay, there's that's North American Arms right there, I think. 22 mag. Black Widow. That one there is 22 long rifle. You can always tell by the cylinder, the length of the cylinder. It's a Beretta Model 20. Actually, that looks like a 21 Bearcat. That one right there. Cool. And nickel.
The Bobcat, yep.
Did I say Bearcat?
All right.
Bobcat. There you go. Some Tauruses. Not really digging the Tauruses so much. Not so much.
Those plastic grips always breaking on people, and I mean,
Really?
the fire control group seems to have malfunctions.
So you're saying some people come back occasionally when they buy a Taurus from you?
That's one of my most frequently
Return guns.
returned
There you
guns.
have it. Straight from the gun counter. Being honest with you guys, Taurus has a lot of returns. I've heard some problems on the revolvers too, my friend.
The Model 94s and the Model 85s, it seemed like production guns from a couple years ago had a lot of problems. They told me, my Taurus rep says, they've fixed those problems, and the new guns coming out should be more trouble-free.
Cool.
So there's a commitment from Taurus
Okay.
to make things right.
So we've kind of seen some quality problems with various, manufacturers. So not just Taurus. There's one of my favorite of all time 22 long rifle revolvers, and that is a Model 617 stainless by Smith. And that price, my friends, $699, is actually a very good price on that gun.
Yeah, we buy all our Smith & Wesson direct from Smith & Wesson, get good pricing on it.
So you're not going through a middleman to jack the prices.
Exactly.
Cool. Are you comfortable over here? Because you're looking comfortable. Again, she chooses the darndest places to lay down. Wherever the filthiest place is, that's where she lays down. There'll be grass, and then there'll be like dirt. She's in the dirt all the time. Here's some other ones. These are some 317s. Love this gun. This is, I shouldn't say this is my favorite. It's one of them. This is another one. Model 317 Airweight. Oh, love that one. That is awesome. And what's that one right next to it? That's also a 317, isn't it? Just a shorter barrel.
And the 1 7/8 inch barrel.
The only thing I do not like Smith did is they went with a V rear sight on that, the supposedly faster aligning sight, and what it does is ruins the precision on the gun. That is a kit gun, and they should have gone with a standard blade on that. A square blade, a square front. Go ahead and throw that front fiber optic in it. And by the way, I have a 317 in TMP. You'll see a review. I've been just killing myself trying to replace those sights. I mean, it's a freaking nightmare, dude.
Pin is a pain in the butt.
Well, I've taken the sights off, but finding a replacement that fits a 317, good luck. Smith, I've called Smith up multiple times. They don't have anything. I've been trying to custom do it. I may just have to go back to the stock sights. But it's a great gun. I have the trigger job on the TMP 317. Amazing. There's some Taurus ones in the back. We kind of talked about those are the 22 long rifle one. What's the model number on those light 8 shots?
On this guy right here,
yeah.
we're looking at a model 941.
Okay. Cool. Going up a bit, there's a Neos. I think that is that a Neos? Beretta.
It's a Beretta Neos there, yep.
Funky looking gun. We talked to Ben Hur there at SHOT Show Beretta. We love that guy. Ben at Beretta's awesome. Great dude. Look at those.
American Tactical GSG 1911. These have been.
Pull it out, dude. Guys want to see that. I want to see that.
We've been doing real good at these.
Okay, and that is a 22 long rifle, 1911, dedicated.
Yep.
How's the reliability? That's always my first question. Anytime you throw a conversion or you're running 22 LR, how's the reliability?
These guns are awesome. One of the guys here owns one of these. He's definitely tricked it out. The cool thing with the GSGs is that they accept a lot of aftermarket 1911 parts, like on his.
Right.
We switched out the mainspring housing. We put on just a flat one. It also got rid of the stupid magazine disconnect all imported guns have to have.
Yeah.
So swap that out. He put on different thumb safeties on there, switched out the grips. You can do a lot of stuff on them. The only thing that he needed to replace was this kind of cheap guide rod that they have in here. It was just getting all sorts of jacked up.
How do you replace a guide rod of that diameter? That's something proprietary.
It is. There's a guy in Colorado. I can't remember his name. I think the website's like cwaccessories.com. But he sells an aftermarket stainless steel piece.
Already? For
Already.
this gun?
Yeah, already for
Whoa.
like $15 plus shipping. Really good. It's stainless steel. It's not gonna chip or break. I mean, the other one was just getting like little hash marks or like little slots cut off of it.
Okay.
But that's the only thing I've seen.
And mostly
happen.
reliable.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say any 22 long rifle is going to be 100%. I just never seen that. But
Yeah.
mostly, I've seen some like the SIG 522 ran
Yeah, those are
100%
really
in our
good.
testing.
Yeah. I love the SIGs and I love the M&P 20 or 1522s. Those are great as well.
Love those. Totally reviewed it. The M&P 1522 is probably my all-around favorite. I shouldn't say that because then guys will hold me to it. Let me say this. It's one of my favorites. Tactical 22 still. It has a couple issues. I mean, it wasn't 100%, but it's 22.
Definitely.
Before we leave this, though, that's a cool gun.
Yeah.
$350 for that, and that's cheaper than some just conversions for your 1911.
And then SIG.
You're doing good, Brian. Dude, I like the details, you know.
Yep.
Awesome.
SIG also has their version. All it is a GSG with SIG writing. GSG makes this gun for Sig Sauer. SIG is the one who imports it. That's why they have their own marks here. But it's just a GSG in their clothing. So if you're a huge SIG fan, which we get a lot of people in here who are, they buy this one just because it's going to say Sig Sauer 1911-22 on here. The grips are going to say SIG. So it's
I need to review that gun sometime. Yeah. I'm digging it.
So for $50 more, you get yourself something that says SIG.
Well, you're getting also some pretty awesome grips there.
Yeah,
look at those.
It's a lot nicer wood on here, whereas
Dude,
this is probably
stippled.
Just pressed checkering on here, whereas this is a little bit nicer.
I'd spring for the extra 50 on that.
But
I
yeah,
know, it's same gun.
You can switch out the sights on here. It's just a nice little 22 gun that you can totally customize yourself. You're not stuck with having something that nothing else is compatible with it.
Excellent. Okay, there you go. Some 1911 22 options. Those are dedicated. Top row, SIG. How about Ruger 2245? I like that coloration they came out with.
Yeah, the
desert camo. Then they've got the replaceable panels now, threaded barrel. That's probably, I would imagine, the best-selling 2245 nowadays. How about at your store?
Yeah, these guys here, a lot of people buy these who have cans, want to throw something on there. Nice because of the short barrel, because a lot of 22 suppressors out there are running a 5-inch.
Yeah.
And so just you adding that to a 5.5-inch barrel, you're making your gun.
It's a long
It's
setup.
long, so it's a little bit shorter, which is nice.
Yeah.
For those people out there who like having the flashlights and they're running like a burst fast fire.
Who would like that? That's ridiculous.
running a burst, fast fire, Trijicon RMR, something like
More
that.
options, baby.
You can put this on there, so really fast. Seen that a lot as well.
Nice.
Yeah, these are great little.
$350. That's a decent price. Last time I checked. Actually, I'm not really hip on all the prices on the newest ones, but
Yeah.
love them. How's the weight? They're going to still be about the same weight as 2245s always have been. If you want to lighten it up, go Taxol Tactical Solutions.
Yep. Throw one of their pack light barrels on there.
Yeah, absolutely, I love those pack light barrels.
And then one thing I'd say for anyone who doesn't like the magazine disconnect on these, go online, find yourself a Mark II hammer bushing.
We've talked about how
Throw that on there. It makes
Swap
the
that
guns so much nicer
it
to
does.
shoot.
Get rid of that ridiculous feature.
Your mags drop free. You don't have to do the whole tilt up, pull the trigger, insert mag when disassembly. It just makes life so much easier for you.
I'm with it. Good job, Brian. Sorry, dog. Uh-oh, someone just stepped on Allie. Probably don't want to show your face on camera. You'll have 300,000 people trying to find out where you live. I'm dead serious. Poor Allie. Dog, come over here and sit, please. There you go. Down. Good girl. Yes, they're just not used to store dogs, are they? Yes. Back in the 50s, everybody had a store dog. What happened, man?
Yeah.
Here's Mark IIs. I'm sorry, Mark IIIs.
Yep.
Nice. Whole selection of those.
We used to have a little bit more of the Browning buckmarks, but Browning has kind of really slowed down on production lately.
Have they?
Yeah.
I love the Buckmark, by the way.
A lot of their stuff just isn't really hitting the shelves. That including the Browning 1911-22, that thing is pretty much vaporware. They've talked about it, and
What do you
still
know?
haven't
Another
seen
gun maker bragging about a product that does not exist.
They made a gun for the centennial of the 1911, you know, back in the year 1911. Here it is 2011. We're rounding towards the end of the year and still nothing. They're going to miss 2011 if they keep at this rate.
And from what I've seen, if anybody would have it, it would be you.
Yeah. Huge Browning dealer as well. They're just up the road up in Morgan, so
Yeah.
we call all the time, see what's going on with them,
Cool.
see when they can get stuff in, but
They're not doing great these days with
no.
supply.
yeah.
Huh. It's interesting. Maybe they've got some issues. There's some Sig mosquitoes. They're selling it for $250. Nothing fancy. Do you like that? No, I do not. I don't.
Yeah.
Why would I run a mosquito when I can run this gun right here?
Yeah.
I can get a full size. There it is, right there. Sig 226 LR.
then-
That to me makes much more sense.
And then throw on their caliber exchange kit and you have 2 guns in one.
2 guns in one, dude.
For the price of a standard SIG
Right.
226 you buy brand new.
Right, so I have mine running between 40 and 22 long rifle slides. Not exactly cheap. It is a more expensive option going
Yeah.
with a real 226. But in my experience, probably a little bit more reliable. Some mosquitoes have been hit and
Yeah.
miss.
Some
I've talked
people-
about that on camera before.
Some people say they have no problems. Other people say they jams every other one.
It just depends what your luck is with it.
I don't, not necessarily a fan of them. I think
Yeah.
for that same amount of money, you can get into just a basic Ruger
Oh,
245.
I'm with that all the time.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to go and have a little bit more modern looking gun, that's when I start pushing people into the GSG 1911 or the SIG 1911s.
Okay,
That stuff there.
there you go. There's a pink P22. Those are great.
You got the new Walther 22Q.
Not quite as durable as a lot of other options. I have had P22s break on me, but the Smith & Wesson is awesome about fixing them, by the way. Man, I better end this. This is going to be end of part 1, Brian, because I don't even know where I'm at. I've done a couple segments. We got a long ways to go.
Yeah,
we're going to have to dodge people. Dudes, look at all the ARs. We got shotguns. We got some precision bolt guns, some 308 battle rifles to talk about, some accessories to show you guys. End of part 1. This is Gunnies, Orem, Utah. That's Wyatt helping a customer. Allie the mountain dog, healing up, getting stomped on. No, she wasn't hurt. All right, thanks guys. Come back for part 2.